There's a few trends. One, obviously, the economic situation. So that's having some impacts on decisions that are being made on how to move forward in a lot of areas. Secondly is the fact that the fifth generation fighters are coming in the near future. And there's a number of questions of just how to structure the training to best effect to meet that capability. How do you know it's optimal? I suppose you never do. It's a continuous feedback process. We are structured that we have a pilot training system with two contractors, so we are partnered with industry. In fact, Canada was probably one of the first nations to have a long-term contract with industry for pilot training. Particular to our fighter stream, we have the student pilots come to Moose Jaw in Saskatchewan. They train on the Harvard or the T6. They get to the basics of flying. Then they move on to the Hawk aircraft, the 115 that Canada has. And from there they transition both onto the jet, get their wings, and then move on to tactical training. And from there, at present, they go from there to the operational training unit for the F-18. For the other streams of flying, we leverage off that basic flying. Some come to Moose Jaw to do that, and then they head off to Portage la Prairie in Manitoba to do helicopter multi-engine training. So I suppose we are looking ahead right now at all of our pilot training. On the fifth generation side, we still have a lot of unanswered questions. The things that we do know is, as many countries have indicated here at the conference, is simulation will be a huge factor there. I think contracting with industry will continue to be a theme, and I think that leveraging off international successes or partnerships may come to play. However, we haven't made any firm decisions on what that will look like. Currently, we are restructuring our pilot training system to just look at simulation and how we use it now. There's lots of new technology out there that certainly we could take advantage of, but it comes with a purse string, and but you still have to be able to use that technology effectively. Right now, we're trying to determine the best place to insert the simulation, and how to use that in concert with live flying to get the best product. I suppose we're really having a look at how other countries are tackling the problem. Obviously, fifth generation fighters will be a sacred commodity, expensive to operate, and so those hours will be closely guarded to ensure that they get best effect from an operational perspective, and that training can be done so that you're able to get qualified pilots with the right skills, but that you're able to download some of those lead-up skills and knowledge qualifications into platforms that can suitably emulate or at least provide the same level of skill base that you're going to need as you move forward. So this is really where we're looking at how we're going to structure that. I don't think anybody has a monopoly on the answer yet. Certainly I don't think industry has the answer, and I haven't seen a nation with the answer yet. But I think the key point at a conference like this is that people come together and share ideas. We obviously have the RAF right now with the 128 Hawk. It's a little more advanced, a little more simulation within the airplane. I think that they are now leading the edge in that area to see how that works out. They're also a partnership with industry programs similar to ours. So every time there's a program like this or people are using new equipment and new advances, everybody gets to learn off that, and that's why it's important to come together. We stay very closely connected with the operational side, and we get constant feedback. As an example, in our helicopter training, we have two phases of helicopter training. We use a basic helicopter that teaches the hands and feet, and a more advanced helicopter that teaches the crew integration and the systems management that they'll see in the operational world. As an example, the feedback that we got from the operational community was these pilots coming out of the training program, they're great at programming the systems, they're great at talking to each other, but they can't fly a helicopter. Now that's a bit of an exaggeration, but what that did was showed us that now we had perhaps in that area gone too far as how much hands and feet training compared to the systems and crew integration needed to happen. So we are in the process of making changes. So that's a very interactive process. That's happening in all streams, fighter, multi-engine, and helo. So I think we stay in tune to that, or try to as much as possible. And what's the next step? Well, certainly simulation doesn't drive anything. A requirement drives the boat. So we have to understand the capability and what we need, where we need to get to as an end goal, whether that be on the 5th generation fighter or any of the new platforms that are coming into the Canadian Forces. From there, then it's a matter of working backwards to determine what skills and knowledge need to be developed to support that capability, and then to look around for the resources that will provide the best training to get those skills and knowledge. I think simulation is an area that it's like all technology has really exploded. There's a lot of really neat stuff out there that you can see. But to use it to best effect and really what is the best mix, what can it train to, exactly what level. You'll see a constant theme throughout conferences such as this is, what's the right mix of actual aircraft flying compared to simulation. And I think we're looking at it a little bit differently in the fact that we're saying what can simulation provide and to what degree. And then from there, move to the next step and say now real flying needs to get us all the way to the end. So philosophically, perhaps a little bit different than other nations are looking at. Don't know. But it's really going to be to have a good definition of what the end game is so that we can build up the path to that capability. The knowledge sharing, the idea sharing, the leveraging off of everybody's experiences. That's the key to success. I think you'll see most air forces are going from having a multitude of, for example, fighter aircraft down to a few that they're concentrating on. They're also very similar from nation to nation, and so training plans, simulation, all of those elements, there's a common question of how much, what kind, what's the best. Program design. Talked about at the beginning that money is a key driver here. That is a fiscal reality. And partnering with industry. So how to make those partnerships, they can be very good, but they have to evolve along with everything else. And I think that's a very good reason why industry needs to be here. Obviously the other militaries for the information sharing. So there's a lot of benefit from getting together.